The storm over Juno 5 had no business being so beautiful. Bands of green lightning stretched across the horizon, illuminating jagged peaks of iron-rich stone. From her vantage point on the cliffs, Lyrie pulled her cloak tighter around her slender shoulders, her slit-pupilled eyes fixed on the storm's center. Somewhere in that chaos, something unnatural pulsed, something not born of her world. Lyrie was a daughter of the Serati, a proud race known for their martial traditions. Her people worshipped strength, feared weakness, and trusted no outsiders. To be Serati was to live by the blade and die with honor. But Lyrie, she was different. Born small and frail, often mocked for her thin limbs and her weakling's body, she had spent most of her young life trying to prove herself. Even now, on this scouting mission, she traveled alone because none of her peers would accept her in their warrior packs. She gritted her teeth. They would regret their scorn. She had tracked the anomaly, found the exact location of the strange object that fell from the sky. She would claim whatever artifact lay there, and the elders would see her worth. But when she descended into the crater, she didn't find a weapon or relic. She found a human. The figure lay sprawled among smoking metal debris, his suit torn but still humming faintly with power. His chest rose and fell, alive though barely. Lyrie's breath caught in her throat. She had heard of humans before, whispered rumors traded in interstellar markets, reckless, resourceful creatures from a backwater world called Earth, dangerous yet unpredictable. But never had she seen one. And now one lay before her, helpless. For a long moment she considered leaving him. It would be easier, safer. But as she crouched beside him, she noticed the gash across his temple, the way blood trickled past his closed eye. Something stirred in her chest. Not pity exactly, but curiosity. Why was he here alone? Why did her hands tremble as she reached to touch his skin? When his eyes suddenly snapped open, bright, piercing blue against the gloom, Lyrie gasped and stumbled back. The human's gaze locked onto hers, dazed but fierce. His lips parted, and with effort he whispered, "Don't run." Middle. His name was Aaron. Over the next 2 days, Lyrie sheltered him in a cavern while the storm raged outside. She had patched his wounds as best she could, feeding him bitter roots and filtered water. The human healed quickly, remarkably quickly, and though his body was battered, his spirit burned with an intensity that unsettled her. "Why did you help me?" he asked once, sitting up against the cavern wall. His voice carried that strange human tone, firm yet almost playful. Lyrie's spines prickled. "I didn't do it for you. I thought perhaps you carried technology. Something worth bringing back." Aaron smirked, though his lip was still swollen. "And did you find any?" Her cheeks flushed a pale silver. "Not yet." The truth was, she didn't understand him at all. Humans were supposed to be crude, violent, always chasing wars. Yet this one spoke calmly, even after nearly dying. He laughed when there was nothing to laugh about. He complimented her knife work when she cut fruit. And worst of all, he looked at her, not like the others did with scorn or dismissal, but as if she were worth something. Lyrie hated how it made her heart race. But their uneasy truce did not last long. On the third night, shadows approached the cave, hunters from her own tribe. She recognized their markings, the crest of Captain Vale, her cousin and lifelong tormentor. "A Lyrie!" Vale's sneering voice echoed into the cavern. So the runt thought she could claim glory. "What did you find, cousin? A shiny rock? Or perhaps a pet?" Aaron tensed, instinctively reaching for a weapon he didn't have. Lyrie stepped in front of him before she realized what she was doing. Her blade gleamed under the lightning as Vale and two warriors emerged. "You can't have him," Lyrie said, surprising even herself. Vale's laughter cut like glass. "Have him. He's nothing but prey. Human. You waste your time." Aaron rose slowly to his feet, still weak but refusing to cower. His voice carried steady defiance. "Try me." The standoff seemed impossible. Lyrie, trembling but resolute, a frail girl with her blade raised. Aaron, battered but unyielding. Vale, armored and certain of his superiority. When Vale lunged, it all happened too fast. Steel clashed, sparks flew, and Lyrie felt the shock of impact run down her arms. She was no match for Vale. His strength far outclassed hers. He struck her aside easily, sending her sprawling. But when Vale raised his sword to finish her, Aaron moved. No blade, no armor, just raw human will. He tackled the Sereti captain with a ferocity Lyrie had never witnessed, fists hammering like a storm. Vale roared in outrage, but the human's determination broke through his arrogance. Blow after blow, Aaron refused to yield, even as his knuckles split and blood sprayed. Lyrie could only stare in disbelief. A human, frail by Sereti standards, was fighting her people's strongest warrior with nothing but his bare hands. And winning. When Vale finally collapsed, groaning, Aaron stood over him, chest heaving, eyes blazing. He turned to Lyrie and held out a hand to help her rise. For the first time in her life, someone had fought for her, not against her. Ending. News of the encounter spread quickly. Lyrie returned to her village, bringing Aaron at her side. The elders scoffed at first. How could a human mean anything? But when they heard that Aaron had defeated Vale in single combat, whispers turned to awe. "This is impossible," one elder muttered. "A human should not be able to best a Sereti." Yet the proof was undeniable. Vale's broken pride, Aaron's unyielding presence, and Lyrie's unwavering defense of him. For once she was not ignored. Her voice carried weight. "They call us weak," Aaron said softly to her one evening, as they stood beneath the starlit sky. "But strength isn't always in the body. Sometimes it's here." He tapped his temple, then his chest. Lyrie swallowed hard. She wanted to deny it, to cling to her people's old ways. But when she looked at him, she couldn't. The human was unlike any warrior she had ever known. In the weeks that followed, Aaron became both curiosity and legend. The Sereti tested him, challenged him, tried to break him, but time after time he stood firm. And always Lyrie was there, watching, learning. With him beside her, she discovered her own strength, not the brute force her kin valued, but a cunning, a will, and a heart that no one could strip from her. One night, as the storms of Juno 5 raged in the distance, Lyrie whispered to him, "When I first saw you, I thought you would die, that you were nothing. But now I wonder if you were sent here for me." Aaron smiled faintly. "Maybe we were both sent here for each other." The alien girl stared in disbelief, the truth settling into her soul. Could this really be happening? Could it be that the outcast, the weakling, had found strength not in proving herself to her people, but in walking beside this impossible human? For the first time in her life, Lyrie felt free. And as the storms lit the sky above, two unlikely companions stood together, an alien girl and a human, ready to rewrite the destiny of both their worlds.